If you've spent any time researching at-home lasers, you'll know that there's a lot of noise out there. Big claims, flashy marketing, and more than a few devices that promise the world and deliver, well, not much. So when the Dermrays Revive and the Nira Pro both landed on my cabinet, I figured it was time for a proper side-by-side test. And boy, is it an eye-opener. I'm TJ, I'm 43, I'm a beauty therapist and trainee aesthetician, and I like to know exactly what's happening under my skin before I commit to any device. So I've spent the last month using both of these, one on each side of my face, just to see what actually happens when you follow the protocols and give them a fair shot. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the science, the specs, and my real results. If you're wondering which one of these is worth your time, or if you're just here for the split face before and afters, then you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Alright, let's start with the Dermrays Revive. Now, this isn't your average at-home gadget. It's a clinical grade, FDA cleared diode laser that uses a 1064 nanometer wavelength. Now, that's important because 1064 nanometers is known for its ability to reach deeper into the skin, specifically the reticular dermis, which is found between 3 and 4 millimeters deep, and which is where your skin's real support structure lives. The Revive delivers an energy density of 10 joules per square centimeter. For context, that's about 4 times more powerful than the original Nira Pro device, and over twice as powerful as the Nira Pro Plus. But it's not just about brute force. The Revive uses different pulse widths too, 200, 300 and 400 milliseconds. And it has a total energy output of 17.7 joules per pulse, which allows it to reach about 3 to 4 millimeters into the skin like I mentioned earlier. At this depth, it's actually deep enough to remodel the collagen framework, and not just smooth the surface. It's also got a built-in cooling system that keeps the surface of your skin at a comfortable 15 to 18 degrees Celsius or 59 to 64.4 degrees Fahrenheit, even while the dermis underneath is being heated to the collagen stimulating sweet spot of around 43 degrees Celsius, which is 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit. That means you get the benefits of a professional grade treatment, but without the discomfort that you might expect from a device this powerful. But the Revive isn't just about collagen either. Because of the way that it targets water, melanin and hemoglobin, it can also help with pigmentation, redness and even pore size. It's a bit of a multitasker and I'm loving that. Now the treatment schedule is pretty reasonable, 3 to 4 times a week for the first 2 weeks, then 2 to 3 times a week for 3 weeks, and then after that just a once a month to maintain. So basically you're not tied to your bathroom every single night. But let's get into the science and the real world differences between these two devices, because this is where things get interesting. First up, wavelengths. The Dermrays Revive, as I mentioned earlier, uses a 1064 nanometer diode laser. That's a wavelength known for its ability to penetrate deep, about 3 to 4 millimeters deep into the skin. Now, like I touched on earlier on, this means that the frequency of the Revive is actually penetrating into the reticular dermis, which is basically the foundation of your skin structure. Now, if you're looking to actually change firmness and contour, then this is the layer that you want to target. The Nira Pro Plus, on the other hand, uses a 1450 nanometer laser, and this is more superficial as a wavelength, only going about half a millimeter deep into the skin. At this point, it's focused on the papillary dermis layer, which is much closer to the surface. That makes it absolutely ideal for fine lines, texture, and just giving your skin that polished, fresh, Photoshop in real life look. Between these two devices, energy density is another big difference. The Revive delivers 10 joules per square centimeter, which is a lot more power compared to the Nira Pro Plus, which sits at between 2.1 and 3.8 joules. But the reason for this is simple. You need more energy to reach those deeper layers, meaning that the Nira's lower energy is perfect for the upper dermis, where you don't want to overdo it. Both of these devices are non-ablative and non-fractionated, so they heat the dermis without actually causing any damage to the surface. Bonus. They are both way more powerful than your average LED mask, think 200 times more powerful, so we're not talking about light therapy here, we're talking about actual real laser technology. Comfort wise, the Revive has a built-in cooling system that keeps the skin at a comfortable 15 to 18 degrees Celsius, which as I mentioned earlier is 59 to 64.4 degrees Fahrenheit, even while the dermis underneath is being heated to the collagen stimulating 43 degrees Celsius or 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit. This makes it super comfortable, especially for longer sessions or if, like me, you've got sensitive skin. The Nira Pro Plus has got an inbuilt fan that kicks in immediately when you turn it on. Now the The Pro Plus offers 50% more power than the original Nira Pro, so it needs this instant cooling. But this device can feel a little bit hot, especially around the eyes. But it's quick and easy for treating these areas. So for me, it's a fair compromise. Design-wise, the Revive's latest version has got just 2 contact points instead of the 4, which actually makes this easier to use on curved areas like the forehead. Now, when I try to use this version, which is the 4-point across the forehead, it doesn't actually work particularly well, and I lose power a lot of the time when my skin loses contact with these points. But obviously the updated version has only got 2 points on it, which means that it is now working like a dream across those curves. I put an order in for a 2-point one so that I can really compare it. For now, I'm still with the 4-point, but from my understanding, any orders now that are made for the Dermrays Revive will come as standard with the 2 points instead of the 4 points. Now, looking at the Nira devices, when it comes to precision, the smaller opening makes these absolutely ideal, especially with the Nira Precision device. The larger opening is definitely more suited to treating larger areas of skin, the upper cheeks, around the jawline, whereas the Precision model is made for getting right up into those real tight creases and areas where maneuverability is a bit of an issue with these larger devices. Now, like I mentioned earlier, the protocols are different between these two devices. With the Revive, you're looking at 3 to 4 times a week for 2 weeks, then 2 to 3 times a week for 3 weeks, and then after that just once a month to maintain. The Nira Pro Plus is more of a daily commitment for the first 90 days, and then you can drop it down to twice a week, which is what I'm doing now to maintain. If you're using the Revive, it's pretty straightforward. All you're going to do is you're going to cleanse your skin, you're going to pat it dry, and then you're going to place the device flat against your skin until you hear the beep. Then you're going to move it in small sections, just overlapping slightly as you move it. And a half face treatment takes me roughly around about 5 to 7 minutes to do, meaning that the full face is going to take me between 10 and 15. Here's where a lot of people get confused. These aren't really competitors. They're more like different tools for different jobs. The Nira Pro Plus is like a detailer for the upper layers. It's perfect for fine lines, surface texture, and especially the delicate eye area. It's gentle, it's precise, and it's great for daily maintenance. The Dermrays Revive is your structural engineer. It goes deeper, targeting the reticular dermis to rebuild the collagen framework. And that's what you want for sagging, loss of contour, and more significant signs of aging. The way that I like to look at it is that you wouldn't use a sledgehammer to hang a picture, just like you wouldn't use a tack hammer to break up concrete. Each of these laser devices has its place, and both can actually work together in a routine amazingly, which is exactly what I do. I use the Revive for targeting those deeper layers, really getting that collagen and the foundations of everything nice and plumped up, toned, tightened, and really just rejuvenated. And then I come in with my Nira Pro Plus and I take care of those fine lines and wrinkles, pores, texture, and all of the surface things. So building the house with the Revive, and then painting the house and making it super pretty with the Nira Pro Plus. Alright, let's get a bit nerdy here. The reticular dermis is the thick lower part of your dermis. It's packed with dense collagen and elastin fibers, which are basically the scaffolding that keeps your skin firm and lifted. Now, as we age, this collagen breaks down and it gets disorganized. And this is what leads to the sagging and deeper wrinkles forming. The 1064 nanometer wavelength is ideal because it can bypass the upper layers and deliver energy right where it's needed. And it can do all of this without damaging the surface. Basically, when the Revive laser hits the reticular dermis, it heats the tissue to approximately 43 degrees Celsius, which is 109.4 degrees Fahrenheit. This triggers a process called selective photothermolysis, basically controlled heat, that stimulates fibroblasts, which, if you don't already know, are the cells that make collagen and elastin. You get an immediate tightening effect from collagen contraction, and then over the next few weeks your skin starts building new, better organized collagen. The 1064 nanometer wavelength also targets water, melanin, and hemoglobin, so you get bonus effects. By targeting deeper melanin, it can help fade pigmentation. By sealing off the tiny blood vessels and targeting that hemoglobin in them, it can help with redness and broken capillaries, or the spider veins on the face. And by suppressing the sebaceous gland activity, it can help shrink pores. And because the heating is even and controlled, it can actually help to calm sensitive skin and reduce inflammation. For the last month, I've been using the Revive on one side of my face and the Nira Pro Plus on the other. And here's what I noticed. After 30 days, the Revive side looked firmer, especially along the jawline and the cheek. There was also a bit of an improvement in pigmentation and the overall tone of my skin. Now, something that I really did notice, and this was something that makes this an absolute must-have device for me, is that the spider veins, the broken capillaries, and the redness in my skin on the Revive side, up close, definitely looked massively reduced. Now, I've tried a lot of different creams, topicals, and device treatments to try and get my rosacea and spider veins under control. Telangiectasia, or these small thread veins on the skin, can be super stubborn to get rid of. The Dermrays Revive has actually really helped massively with getting rid of a majority of them, to the point that I've actually now started to use it on the other half of my face because I need things to look even. But just for that reason alone, and the fact that it has helped so much with the spider veins, amazing. The Nira side, smoother skin, finer lines, especially around the eyes, and a nice surface glow. Now, I've not had any irritation from either of these devices, but the Revive's cooling system definitely made more longer sessions more pleasant. So, who is the Revive actually for? If you're dealing with moderate signs of aging, think sagging skin, deeper wrinkles, or loss of contour, then this is where the Revive really shines. Its deeper reach means that it can target those structural changes that more superficial treatments, like with the Nira Pro Plus, just can't touch. It's also a multitasker, so if you want to tackle firmness, pigmentation, redness, and pores all at once, then the Revive's 1064nm wavelength is designed to do just that. This one, in my opinion, is a really good option if you've considered professional radio frequency, but you want something that you can use at home. If you're not a fan of daily treatments, then you're also going to appreciate that the Revive is less demanding after the first month of use. And if you have sensitive skin, then the combination of the 1064nm wavelength and the cooling system that's built into this makes it gentle enough for most people. Alright, let's talk about price of these devices, because for most of us that is a big factor, and honestly it's where these devices start to make a lot of sense compared to those in-clinic treats. The Nira Pro Plus retails for $649 but with my code you can get it for $580. The Dermrays Revive is $699 but with my code TJ120 it also comes down to $579. So in terms of the upfront investment, they're basically neck and neck. Yeah, no real difference between pricing there. But here's where it gets interesting, because if you compare the Dermrays Revive to professional treatments, then the value really does start to show. A single in-clinic laser session using technology to what you get in laser devices like this can easily run you $300 to $500 per visit. And that's just for one session. Now, most people are going to need a series of 3 to 6 sessions to see real results. So you're looking at between $1,000 to $3,000 just for the initial course. And that's before you even factor in maintenance appointments down the line. Now, other frequencies like radio frequency, which are targeting the same kind of layer as the Dermrays Revive, they're also in the same kind of ballpark, if not higher. For example, in London, for a single radio frequency session for the face and neck, it can cost you anywhere from £95 to £200, which is around about $120 to $250 and a full course can easily hit $1,500 or more. And again, these are ongoing costs because skin maintenance is not a one and done deal. With both the Revive and the Nira Pro Plus, you're making a one-time investment for unlimited use at home. And here's the thing, and my face is proof of this, if you actually stick to the protocols, you're getting months, if not years of treatments for less than the price of a single in-clinic package. Break it down over a year and you're looking at less than $2 a day, which is less than what most people spend on their daily coffee. Both of these devices are FDA cleared, they both offer a 90-day money-back guarantee, and they are also backed by manufacturers' warranties. So you can actually try this risk-free and see how it works for you, which is something that you can't do with an in-clinic visit. So while it's true that the upfront cost might feel steep, the long-term value is hard to ignore. And if you're someone who's serious about skin maintenance, and you want the flexibility to treat at home, then both the Revive and the Nira Pro offer a professional grade solution at a fraction of the cost of the ongoing clinic price. The real decision comes down to which technology best fits your skincare goals, because in terms of value, they're both a solid investment. It's not a which one of these is better. because that is going to depend on your current skin condition, what your skin goals are, what your time availability is like, what your commitment is going to be like. For that superficial skin TLC, taking care of those fine lines, especially around the eyes, taking care of textural issues, the appearance of crepiness, of slight hooding, you're going to be hard pushed to find a better device than the Nira Pro Plus for those things. If the visible signs of aging are becoming more moderate, you've got sagging appearing, you've got issues with your jowls, if your cheeks are descending, if you feel like you are in need of a real serious boost of deep collagen and elastin production, then the Dermrays Revive is the one that you need to be adding to your shopping cart. Okay, so my honest take is that more power doesn't necessarily mean a better device or better results. It's about using the right tool for the right job. The Dermrays Revive, it isn't better than the Nira Pro Plus just because it's more powerful. It's just designed for a different layer of the skin and taking on more advanced signs of aging. If you want to rebuild your skin structure and tackle moderate aging, then the Revive, like I said, is a great option. If you want to polish the surface, target those fine lines, especially around the eyes, then the Nira Pro Plus is hard to beat. Personally, I like that the Revive means fewer sessions over time, and its depth of reach means that I can cut back on my professional radiofrequency treatments, because as I touched on briefly earlier, this is penetrating 3 to 4 millimeters into the dermis. Many of my radiofrequency devices are also penetrating into this same layer. This is using heat to stimulate collagen production. Radiofrequency is generating heat to stimulate collagen production. You can kind of see where I'm going here. That means that I can literally switch out my radiofrequency for this laser, and I can still enjoy all of the benefits and results that I would normally appreciate and enjoy. Now, like I said, the Nira Pro Plus is definitely more surface level. It is great for around the eyes, but if you really need to get right up into those tighter areas, then that's where the Nira Precision comes into play. Now, the Nira Precision is half the power of the Nira Pro Plus, and the Nira Pro Plus is around about a fourth of the power of the Dermrays Revive. Deep treatments, the Dermrays Revive. Superficial treatments, the Nira Pro Plus. Superficial treatments and sensitive areas, the Nira Precision. Just because I mention using the Nira Pro Plus and the Nira Precision around the eyes, it doesn't mean that you can't use the Dermrays Revive around the eyes, and I've actually found on the side that I've been using the Dermrays Revive on the upper lid area, well, not on the upper lid, but elevating the brow onto the bone and treating the skin as it drops down. It would normally fall underneath here. The Dermrays Revive has actually really helped to kind of soften and lift that, which was unexpected and much appreciated. But again, it's all to do with the fact that this is obviously more power, but it's also targeting slightly deeper than the Nira devices are. So it's kind of going for that foundation understructure. I mean, what can I say? Both deliver results, and both are a big step up from the usual at-home gadgets. So if, like me, you're serious about your skin, then you might just find that there's a place for both of these in your routine. And that's a wrap on this one. If you've got any questions, feel free to drop them down below and I will see if I can get back to you. But thank you so much for watching, and I guess I'll see you in the next video. So till then, TJ over and out.